Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you are all doing well. It's Sunday, a Sunday without Juventus Football Club. A Sunday I can say without football, because yes I know, it's Nations League, but don't tell me guys, after an entire summer waiting for our boys to be back on the field, after only 3 match days, you are taking them away, while we're starting to discover, to understand, to see Thiago Motta's football. You're taking it away from us. I think it's not correct. And Nations League, with all the respect, glorified friendly tournament. It's not something that is really exciting me, honestly. I'm happy for the beautiful words on Cambiaso that is able to play also with the Nations League. But honestly, mamma mia. Let's our boy be back in a healthy situation extremely soon so that we can speak again about our beloved Juventus. There are some news today. Nico Gonzalez, Filip Kostic, a new guy that could possibly come to the first team in a second. I will tell you all of that in that mini video on a Sunday. I don't want to take too much of your time when there is absolutely no need to. But the things that we will discuss are important. So put a maximum of like. Continue to subscribe to the channel because now we start with the good news. Nico Gonzalez. Sollievo per Thiago. A moment of positivity or good news for Thiago Motta because Nico Gonzalez is already on the field. He's already training isolated but still training with Argentina. That's a really good news because a few days ago we were really scared that he would be out for a few weeks. Now maybe he could even potentially play against Colombia. Hopefully not. He will not go back to Torino, but in a way it's also good news because if it was really worrying, if it was really serious, it would have been on that plane back to La Continassa, and we would have missed him in a part of the field where we need our players. Because yes, it's true, Weah will start back to train with the team tomorrow. Will he be ready for Empoli? Question mark. On the bench, probably yes, but on the field, I don't know. Without Conceição, it's a big problem because we have nobody there. Also because you are actually taking away Cambiaso to play offensive winger and not there in the back as a left back or a right back without doing the movements that Thiago is asking him to do, which is a really big pity. So probably we will see Cambiaso still there up front. Who knows? Maybe Weston McKennie. Who knows, against Empoli. But then, you know, with Nico Gonzalez being an option on the bench will be really important. So good news for us, Juventini. You know it, Conceição will have to wait a bit more for him. Probably will miss all September, having him back in October. The other good news is that Turkish transfer market, Calciomercato in Turkey, is still open until Friday the 13th. And Kostic is opening for the very first time to leaving Juventus. Fenerbahce or Galatasaray are the two possible destinations within the last few hours. Fenerbahce that is stronger on the club with the player that is likely more open to go there to the club. Apparently there is an opening for a loan, and it's actually a pity. In a few weeks we'll come back on it, but if Kostic would have taken that decision earlier, I think that everyone would have been more happy than we are today with the situation. First of all, number one, because Juventus would have cashed in, 1, and saved on the salary of Kostic, 2, 3, Kostic himself, because he would have been in a club where at the end he will still go to and probably playing European competition, which now he can't anymore. 3, because Jadon Sanchez would have been a Juve player at the moment. And when we see all the injuries, a Jadon Sanchez, I would absolutely not say no. So it's a pity. Let's see if he will convince, if there will be an option, if there will be an obligation. When it will be sure at 100%, we will come back on it. Is it 100% sure that he will leave? Wait, because I saw a lot of crazy things during this mercato. The papers of today are all speaking about Yannick Sinner, that today at 8 p.m. Italian time will play in the US Open final, the first Italian one that can win it. So Forza Yannick, Forza Yannick, Forza Yannick. What is interesting for us is the mini tabs on all the front pages. The one of Corriere dello Sport are saying a lezione di Thiago, at Thiago's lesson, or in the classroom of Thiago, 50 days to be at the top and to be ready. Ready to what? To the Derby d'Italia. Looks like Gazzetta dello Sport and Corriere dello Sport, they are pushing that narrative. It is already the Derby d'Italia for the Scudetto. You know what I would say? Good, fine. If we are there in 50 days fighting with Inter for the first spot of Serie A, I would be happy. But the Thiago lessons. It's not to be ready in 50 days. It's to be ready already now against Empoli and PSV. So the Derby Italia, let's think about it when it will be time. Now it's a bit too early. Anyway, Tuttosport is also speaking after or next to Yannick Sinner of Juventus with Così Cope si prende la Juve. In that way, Koop Meiners is taking himself the leadership of Juve. He's doing a lot of work in these 14 days. He's trying to recuperate physically. He's also trying to recuperate all the lessons that he missed from Thiago Motta to be a starter already against Empoli. And there are big chances. If you want a bit of gossip, we can also tell you that he will probably go into the house of the ex-number 7 of Juventus, Federico Chiesa, because he's now free. He went to Liverpool, and that's probably the habitation that he will go into. He's looking for a house there with Nico Gonzalez that is waiting for Paul Pogba to leave his house because he already had some information about that beautiful villa in the Le Colline of Torino, where Pogba is at the moment in. Ronaldo was there before. About Pogba, because I see a lot of rumors, I see a lot of information. I don't want to go with a big clickbait. We know the truth about Pogba. We are still in the same situation. We have to wait. We have to wait. Speaking about Pogba today would give you or too much hope, which is unnecessary, creating confusion, creating fake news. So I prefer to wait a few more days, and then we'll go with a really big one on Paul Pogba. What if he reintegrates? What if he's totally banned? What if he can come back to Juve, but Juventus will stop his contract? We'll go to all these options. Gazzetta dello Sport is speaking about our big friend, Rocco Commisso. You know it, Rocco Commisso from Brooklyn, or at least lived there a long part of his life, made a lot of money there, made himself a name, a reputation, succeeded in business. Rocco Commisso spoke about football 360 degree. I don't want to go to all his double-page interview because who cares? But he spoke at a certain moment about Juve, and it's an important one because he said Juventus is the only one that is knocking at the door with money. What do you want me to do? Because Fiorentina supporters are complaining that we are selling to Juventus Vlahovic, Federico Chiesa, now Nico Gonzalez. There were other players in the past as well, but it's the only one. It is the only club that is really knocking at the door. He spoke about Milan, he spoke about Inter, about the change of ownership. He was about to buy officially Milan, then there was another owner that took it over, then it was sold, saying that Italian football is really difficult, and Juventus has been punished for some things. We know on this channel. He said, but Milan and Inter, they are continuing to do mercato or winning titles with huge, super huge debts, and nobody cares. So it's quite difficult in Italy to do well. The only club that is doing better than Fiorentina in terms of sporting results, but they started earlier, is Atalanta. And I have to admit that it is not wrong. I have to admit that it is absolutely not wrong in terms of selling, in terms of entering money, in terms of evolving the club that is in, is not doing really bad. Look at the center that he created. That is the training center is really, really beautiful for knowing people that went there. They are all telling me he's doing beautiful things. We'll see with Rocco Commisso in a few years where he is, if he will be able to emulate what Atalanta is doing. But I think that this was really real. People are complaining, but if the only club that is knocking at the door is Juve, what do you want him to do? We finish with the last part of the video. Felix Afena Gyan, you all remember him for his debuts at Roma, for his goals in Coppa Italia when he was 18, the next superstar that after Mourinho had a bit of difficulties to find confirmation there at Roma, went to Cremonese, an injury, didn't do that well, and a few days ago, I believe it was the last day of the Mercato, we announced him with the next gens. Well, yesterday he played his first game, already a total change of look because he shaved his hair, really 1 millimeter hair, he dyed them so it's a blonde color. Yesterday he scored a crazy goal. Juve, next gen Catania, one of the strongest one of Serie C. They have other ambition. They have also the ambition to go back to the football that counts. Well, yesterday a big game with Juve that didn't play that bad, honestly. Yeah, they concede that first goal on a free kick, then they concede that second goal in second half. Catania was stronger, but then at a certain moment you have a Felix that is entering in second half. That ball is flying in the air. Bam. He's coordinating perfectly, taking the time, so timing perfectly, coordination, but also the power, and also the fact that he's able to know where he's shooting that ball is fantastic. That goal is fantastic. Unfortunately, Papadopoulos with a red card. It was a disaster because it was a really ugly foul. He will not be there for the next game. We lose 3-1. Let's see. The guy is crazy. I can tell you that. The guy is crazy with his number 3. I can already tell you, not because of the hair, but when a striker is going with the number 3, it's really strange, having a striker or an offensive player with the number 3, which made me smile. And then you have a Montero that is saying, oh, Thiago, when in post-conference he was speaking, he said, Thiago, please, don't take him away too fast from him. But why am I speaking about that? Because, of course, Montero is at disposal of the first team, is at disposal of Thiago Motta, because you see, the next gen project is not failing, it's not just a fable, it's something that is actually quite working. We did that first part, first round, second round, now we are already with the third round of next gen player in the first team, and we are working already on the other ones, and it's really, really nice. Well, Felix, I told you already, pay attention, because that's a guy, I feel it. He will be in the first team really soon. He presented himself like that, with a goal like that yesterday. Wow. Another one that played well yesterday was Comenencia, so pay attention maybe in the future also for Comenencia. And this is what I wanted to tell you about today, so it's a short video. I hope you enjoyed it, so put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Grazie, forza, Juve.